Hello, my dear students. Hope you all are doing well. I welcome you all for your English online class. Children, kindly follow the below mentioned instructions. Use earphone or headphone for a better learning experience. Keep a notebook and a pen handy to make notes. Read the text on the screen. Sit at a quiet place. You may pause the video till you get ready to resume or when you have to make a note of important points. Children, topic for today is punctuation. What is punctuation? Punctuation refers to the tools used in writing to separate sentences, phrases, and clauses so that their intended meaning is clear. Russell Baker explains the need for punctuation in a language beautifully. When speaking aloud, you punctuate constantly with your body language. Your listener hears commas, dashes, question marks, exclamation points, quotation marks as you shout, whisper, pause, wave your arms, roll your eyes, wrinkle your brow. In writing, punctuation plays the role of body language. It helps readers hear the way you want to be heard. The power of punctuation. Children, an English professor asked the students to punctuate the following sentence. A woman without her man is nothing. All of the males in the class wrote, a woman without her man is nothing. All the females in the class wrote, a woman without her man is nothing. Children, you understand how it got differentiated? In the first sentence, like when the males has written, like what the male has written, it is after comma I've given a pause, right? Because we need to pause when there is a full stop, when there is a comma as such, right? So pay attention while I'm reading the sentences again. All of the males in the class wrote, a woman without her man is nothing. And females wrote, a woman without her man is nothing. You understand? Okay. So, here are the list of punctuation marks. Pay attention, children. First is full stop or period, because full stop is also known as period. Okay. Ellipsis marks, comma, colon, semicolon, question mark, exclamation mark, quotation marks, parenthesis, apostrophe, hyphen and dash. So let's understand it more in detail. Okay. First, children, I want to tell you two rules, that is spacing with punctuation. Okay. So kindly pay attention. Rule number 1 says, with a computer, use only one space after commas, semicolons, colons, exclamation points, question marks and quotation marks. Rule number 2 says, use no space on either side of a hyphen. For example, we borrowed 22 sheets of paper, because what happens while we are writing in a computer, while we are typing in a computer, so after writing 20, we give space, then a dash, then space, then 2. So that hyphen, that small line becomes a big line, so it gets converted from hyphen to dash. You understand, children? Okay. So now let's understand full stop. What is a full stop? Everyone knows. But then why is it used? Pay attention here. The full stop is also known as the period. It marks the end of a declarative or imperative sentence. Because children, without a full stop, we cannot term the sentence is complete or not. Okay. So for example, I know that you would never break my trust intentionally. And after the completion of a sentence, there is a full stop. So whenever you write something and your sentence is complete, full stop plays a very important role, children. Without full stop, your sentence is termed as incomplete. Okay. Second is ellipsis marks. What is ellipsis mark? See, I have mentioned all the marks in the square bracket form. Ellipsis mark, it is a 3-dot method. Okay, so the 3-dot method is used for ellipsis marks. Use no more than 3 marks, whether the omission occurs in the middle of a sentence or between sentences, children. See, for example, original sentence is what? The regulation states all agencies must document over time or risk losing federal funds. This is the original sentence. When we rewrite this sentence using ellipsis, it will be written like the regulation states, comma, open inverted commas, all agencies must document over time, and it will end with 3 dots. Okay, and it will be closed by an inverted comma. So 3 dot means what? It is ellipsis. Next is comma. The comma is used to indicate a pause between parts of a sentence. Below mentioned are the rules to follow. Children, kindly pay attention. These are very important things you should keep in mind. To avoid confusion, use commas to separate words and word groups with a series of 3 or more. For example, my property is to be split among my husband, daughter, son and nephew. So after husband there is a comma, after daughter there is a comma. To avoid what? To avoid confusion. Okay. Then use a comma to separate two adjectives when the word and can be inserted between them. For example, he is a strong, comma, healthy man. Okay, so we need not write strong and healthy. We have written strong, comma, healthy man. Next, use comma before or surrounding the name or title of a person directly addressed. For example, will you, comma, Aisha, comma, do that assignment for me? And it is ending with a question mark. Why? Because someone is asking Aisha a question, right? So this is how you need to use comma. Second sentence is yes, doctor, I will. Okay. Then is use a comma to separate the day of the month from the year and after the year. For example, she spoke to her husband on December 5, 2003, in Mill Valley, California. You understand, children? If you are paying attention, it is not difficult for you to understand anything. So please pay attention. Use commas to set off expressions that interrupt the flow of sentence. For example, I am, as you have probably noticed, very nervous about this. Clear? If something or someone is sufficiently identified, the description following it is considered non-essential and should be surrounded by commas. For example, Alex, who has a limp, was the only person available with required qualification. Use a comma to separate two strong clauses joined by a conjunction that is and, or, but, for, and nor. For example, I have painted the entire house, but he is still working on polishing the doors. You understand, children? Very good. Use the comma to separate two sentences if it helps to avoid confusion. For example, I chose the colors red and green, but blue was his first choice. Use comma to introduce direct quotations shorter than 3 lines. For example, he actually said, I do not care. See why we are using comma? So that we can pause and the confusion is not there. We can directly address it to someone, to separate the sentences, to separate the words, right? Then use a comma to separate contrasting parts of a sentence. For example, that is my money, not yours. Use a comma when beginning sentences with introductory words such as well, now, or yes. For example, yes, I do need that report. Use commas surrounding words such as therefore and however when they are used as interrupters. For example, I would therefore like a response. Clear, children? Now, next is colon. The colon is used to illustrate and to explain a statement. For example, the fruits grown in my orchard are apples, guavas, mangoes, and grapes. I want the following items: butter, sugar, and flour. You understand, children? Okay. Then semicolon. The semicolon is used to represent a pause of a greater importance than that shown by the comma. Below mentioned are the points to remember. Use a semicolon in place of a full stop to separate two sentences where the conjunction has been left out. For example, call me tomorrow. I will give you my answer then. Use the semicolon to separate units of a series when one or more of the units contain commas. For example, this conference has people who have come from Lahore, Pakistan, Bombay, India, and Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Use the semicolon between two sentences that are joined by a conjunction but already have one or more commas within the first sentence. For example, when I finish here, I will be glad to help you, and that is a promise I will keep. You understand, children? Very good. Now comes the question mark. The question mark is used in place of a full stop after a direct question. The question mark is never used in indirect narration. Okay. For example, what have you done? The sentences are ending with question mark because That is the direct question, right? So it can never be in an indirect narration. Next is exclamation mark. The exclamation mark is used after interjections and after phrases and sentences expressing sudden feelings and emotions. For example, "Oh father, I heard the sounds of guns." Second sentence is, "I'm truly shocked by your behavior." You understand, children? The sentence is ending with exclamation mark, and when there is an expression at the beginning of the sentence, there will come an exclamation mark. Then is quotation marks. Quotation marks is also known as inverted commas. Open inverted commas and closed inverted commas. Quotation marks are used to quote the exact words of a speaker. They are used to indicate direct speech. For example, the man asked, "How did you find the way?" See, this is the direct sentence, right? Or the direct question, you can say. It is open with an inverted comma and it is closing with inverted comma. She said, "Do not treat me that way." Again, there is a direct statement, right? Direct conversation. Next is parenthesis. What is parenthesis? Round bracket and something will be written in between. So parentheses are used to separate a phrase or clause from the main part. A parenthetical clause has no grammatical relationship with the rest of the sentence. For example, "I expect $500." And in bracket, there is a signature of a dollar sign and 500. So it is no way in relation with the sentence. Hence it is said that there is no grammatical relationship. Okay, second sentence is, "He finally answered after taking 5 minutes to think that he did not get the question." इन हिंदी वी से नो बहुत देर तक सोचने के बाद उसने जवाब दिया. सो बहुत देर तक सोचने के बाद इज़ नॉट इन रिलेशन विद द सेंटेंस, बट देन वी write it or we emphasize on that, so that like it's like of an expression कि बहुत सोचने के बाद उसने जवाब दिया. Same it's written here, after taking 5 minutes to think that he did not get the question. You understand, children? Okay, then apostrophe. The apostrophe is a mark indicating the possessive case. For example, "These are my sister's book." SISTER apostrophe S. We cannot write SISTERS. We need to write apostrophe because it is kind of a possession. The book belongs to whom? The big book belongs to sister. So that is possession. Okay. She is a great teacher. Who is a great teacher? She is a great teacher, right? So apostrophe will come. Then is hyphen. What is hyphen? A small dash. The hyphen is a shorter line than the dash. It is used to connect the parts of a compound word. For example, one-sided, homemade, eye-opener, etc. For example, see, I have given 2 sentences also. The teacher had 32 children in her classroom. Okay? The well-known actress accepted the award. So it is a small dash. Now comes the dash. Dash is a big dash. Dash is used to indicate a sudden stop in the speaker's or writer's thought and the introduction of another thought. Let us understand it with an example. "Never have I met such a nice person before you." So here we are pausing, right? We are stopping. Then we are telling the opposite person that before you. Okay? "He got a clever idea. It was to defeat his enemies." You understand, children? Okay. So now here comes your home assignment, children. Kindly pay attention. I've given you 7 sentences. You need to punctuate the sentences with appropriate punctuation mark in your grammar notebook. Okay? So rewrite the following sentences with proper punctuation marks. She said, I am coming. I like reading books, listening to music and studying English. See, I have not mentioned any full stop, any question mark, anything I have not mentioned. Nothing I have mentioned, okay? So you need to understand whether the sentence is ending with a full stop, whether the sentence is ending with exclamation mark, whether question mark or whatever it is. Okay? Third sentence is, wow, today has been awesome. My 8-year-old boy loves playing football. The two brothers, Richard and Alex, were learning how to play guitar. Rohan's performance at school has greatly improved. You have two choices: finish the work today or lose the contract. Okay, children? So here comes the most important part of our lecture, that is improvising our English. We all want to speak English fluently, right? So for that we have adopted two activities. One is spoon feeding. Teacher gives words. Teacher gives meaning. You just need to frame sentences in your own words. Activity 2 is quite challenging. You need to search for 3 words, search meaning for it, and then frame sentences in your own words. But believe you me, children, if you follow this sincerely and religiously, you are no way far speaking English excellently without making grammatical errors. Okay? So the words are pleasure, which means delight. Commencement means beginning or opening. Appraise means evaluate or judge. So you need to frame sentences for the word pleasure, commencement and appraise. Clear? So children, we are done with the lecture. In our next lecture, I will be taking oral test for the same topic. I may ask you any question based on punctuation. I may ask you anything what I feel like. That why is what for what is full stop use? When to when to write commas or anything as such. You just need to prepare yourself and come thoroughly for the oral test. Okay, children? Thank you so much for your time and attention. Stay healthy, stay safe. God bless you all. Take care, children. Bye-bye.